So in this video we're going to look particularly at answering the question and the language of analysis and evaluation. So in this video we're going to look particularly at how the writer answers the question using critical language. Now you know that critical language involves analysis, which is examining something in detail, and evaluation, making a personal choice based on reasoning. And in this case it's going to be based on evidence from reading sources. So where does the writer show evidence of examining things in detail, and where does he make a personal choice within the essay? The first thing we're going to do is to do a matching activity, so you need to make sure that you've printed out the essay in its final paragraph format before you do this. And the matching activity comprises matching the slides which are coming next, A to F, to the correct paragraphs of the essay 1 to 6. 1 being the introduction, and 6 being the conclusion, and 2 to 5 being the paragraphs in between. If you can do this matching activity successfully, it'll help you to understand the content of each paragraph. So we've got slide A. You can see the design that the writer had of the paragraph before he wrote it, and I'd like you to have a look at the paragraphs 1 to 6 from that essay and decide which one this plan matches. Now remember, you can stop this video or pause the video whenever you want to give you time to do the matching. So here's slide A, slide B, slide C, slide D, slide E, and slide F. So which paragraphs do you think those plans match? And by the way, it's quite a good idea before you write a paragraph to draw a little plan of what the relationships are that you want to talk about within that paragraph and what analysis you want to do. So it's quite a good model to adopt. When you've done that, have a look at the answer key which follows this video, so you can see if you've got the plans correctly matching the paragraph numbers. Now we're going to move on to the content of each paragraph. We've already seen how we've broken the introduction down into various sections and the conclusion, and we've seen how the writer in the paragraphs has used one paragraph to do benefits or one to do disadvantages or criticisms. What we're going to do now is just show you how this writing is based on criticality. You can see from looking at this introduction that we've got analysis by picking out one definition from many, that is analysis. We've got evaluation, for example, when the writer gives his opinion of the Western Aid programme. While these donations are laudable, their level of success is being challenged. That's the writer's evaluation of what he's read about these Western Aid programmes. So that whole of the introduction is full of analysis and evaluation. There's one small piece of description, which is the last sentence, which shows that the writer knows what he has to do in writing the essay. I want you to get the idea that within each paragraph, when you write critically, you're going to have analysis and evaluation. Let's look at paragraph 2. You can see the analysis, benefits of the Chinese model, further detail about that. Being able to talk about detail when you analyse is very important. And then we've got some evaluation. Well, it's too early to draw conclusions, but it seems that the Chinese SEZ programme might be useful, might be a good one. So we've got analysis, and then the writer's evaluation is based on that analysis. Let's look at paragraph 3. Further analysis. We've got 3 scholars' criticisms of the Chinese SEZ model, and these 3 scholars' criticisms are different, and the writer is using the sources he has read, and you can see those sources in bold, to show what other people think about that the SEZ model. Here we don't have any evaluation. All we have is the writer reporting on the criticisms of scholars about the SEZ model. But then in the next paragraph, we have more analysis, more detail, two scholars responding to that criticism. So the writer is showing us in detail what other scholars think of that criticism of the Chinese SEZ model. We've got some evaluation in this because there's a table in this paragraph, and the writer shows that these figures show a small growth, but the writer agrees that it's significant and therefore important. So we do have some evaluation, some opinion of the writer in with that analysis. In paragraph 5, we've got more analysis, we've got detail about the SEZ programme from the China's perspective, we've got the detail about the Western programme from China's perspective, and we've got some contrast between that programme. Contrasting is very, very common in critical writing. So the writer agrees that the Western programme, the Western aid programme, has been unable to lead to long-term African growth, and agrees that the Chinese government is right in saying that the Special Economic Zones programme can lead to development. So the writer evaluates here from what he's been reading, from those different points of view. And then the writer adds a further evaluation. This may allow Africa to grow economically and lift numbers out of poverty. So the writer is showing what other scholars think and then adding his opinion to that analysis. That is evaluation. Paragraph 6, we've got the summary of the writer's argument, we've got this statement of position, and then all of those we can say that's evaluation. The writer is evaluating all the analysis that he's done, summarising it, stating his position, adding a recommendation. So that's all evaluation. Now in this way you can see again that critical writing equals evaluation plus analysis. And I just want to say again that by looking at detail, by analysing in depth, you can then reason, and you've got evidence on which you can base your judgments. Throughout the essay you've seen that the writer's reasoning was not based on background knowledge, but was based on evidence from academic sources. The writer used references. Those references I've highlighted in bold to show that those sources were valid academic texts. Now the writer needs to use academic sources that are valid in order to try and convince the reader that his ideas are correct.